Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. People, this the intro.
Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Bears fans, we have received an update on quarterback Justin Fields. According to head coach Matt Eberflus, he says that quarterback Justin Fields is doubtful for this week against the Las Vegas Raiders with a dislocated thumb, but there's no overall timetable for Justin Fields. He says it's really going to come down to grip strength. What the Chicago Bears are hoping that once swelling goes down, that they can just rehab that hand and allow Justin Fields to regain the grip strength in order to actually throw the football. But here is the negative news. If the swelling goes down, he's unable to grip the football, and he has to have surgery. That means Justin Fields would be out for an extended period of time, and that's obviously the news that they're trying to avoid, or a scenario that they're trying to avoid in terms of the injury in regards to Justin Fields' throwing hand. But right now, it seems that things are pretty positive that he'll probably miss the next couple of games. I'm trying to rehab that hand, try to regain the grip strength. As of right now, Justin Fields is doubtful to play in this Sunday's matchup at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. But what that means, Bears fans, is that Tyson Bagent, a D2 prospect from Shepherd University, will get his first career start in the National Football League for the Chicago Bears this Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders. And obviously, Bears fans, this injury to Justin Fields is very unfortunate, especially considering that this was a huge year for Justin Fields, and trying to evaluate if Justin Fields is the long-term answer. And this really makes things cloudy for the Chicago Bears future at quarterback, and cloudy for Ryan Poles as well, to try to really evaluate Justin Fields. And don't get me wrong, I am going to be rooting for Tyson Bagent. I am not rooting for Tyson Bagent to come in and fail. I want him to come in and see if the kid can do well, maybe light a spark within this offense. And I'm definitely going to be rooting for him. It's not going to be easy, especially with the inconsistencies on the offensive line and the inconsistencies of Luke Getsy's play calling as well. And that's something that I really wanted to talk about on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, is accountability for this organization. The Chicago Bears as a whole, as an organization, we need to see as fans more accountability for Matt Eberflus. Even though the defense looked good, he is still the head coach. He is still 4-19 as a head coach of the Chicago Bears. So we need to hold Matt Eberflus accountable for his inconsistencies as a head coach. Of course, we need to look at the offensive line, right, and start looking at situations there. Of course, they actually benched Cody Whitehair in the third quarter of that game because he has been struggling at the center position. So they are holding players accountable. We need to hold Luke Getsy accountable for his up and down play calling, not putting his players in the best situations to succeed. And I know that Justin Fields has tendencies to hold on to the ball too long, and maybe that's a situation why he got hurt yesterday, because he held on to the ball too long, and instead of throwing it away, he took that sack and he dislocated his hand. But at the same time, offensive coordinator Luke Getsy has been up and down all season long, and it seemed like yesterday Luke Getsy resorted back to his way in play calling, the way that didn't work from weeks 1 through 3, where the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields and the entire offense looked stagnant, right? That is on Luke Getsy to me, right? So we need to hold Luke Getsy accountable for his up and down play calling, right? So overall, the Chicago Bears need to look themselves in the mirror and start holding everyone accountable for the 1-5 start to start this NFL season. Obviously, the Bears are in a very tricky situation. Obviously, Ryan Poles is going to have a lot of work to do this offseason. The good news for the Bears is that they do have 2 first-round picks, and they're probably going to be 2 top 10 picks. So that's obviously good news. Right now, the Bears are slated to have $130 million in cap space. So obviously, they can spend the money on resources to continue to make this football team better. But in terms of Ryan Poles, he's going to have a tough job this offseason, because with this injury of Justin Fields, it makes things really cloudy on the quarterback situation from 2024 and beyond. Maybe Tyson Bagent comes in and he plays well. Maybe he will be the answer for the Chicago Bears. To me, I don't think that's going to be the case, because once again, the inconsistencies on the offensive line, and obviously Luke Getsy still being the play caller, it's going to make it a very tough time for Bagent to come in and be successful. Of course, I am rooting for the kid, and I'm going to evaluate him fairly. If he comes in and plays well, then maybe the Bears have their answer at quarterback. But overall, I feel like from 2024 and beyond, the Bears possibly still don't have an answer for their franchise quarterback, right? Of course, I am still going to be rooting for quarterback Justin Fields. I still believe that he can be the answer at the quarterback position for the Chicago Bears. You guys all know how I feel about quarterback Justin Fields, but I do understand at the end of the day, I'm trying to put myself in Ryan Poles' shoes, right? And I understand that it's a business. I understand that he has no ties to quarterback Justin Fields. I understand that he did not draft quarterback Justin Fields. I understand I'm in a deep quarterback draft class. And when you have 2 first-round picks, especially when you're going to have 2 top 10 picks in a heavy quarterback draft class, Ryan Poles has the opportunity to finally pick his guy. But at the same time, I still feel like the coaches should be held accountable. And of course, Justin Fields at times needs to be held accountable for his play as well. But overall, it's the coach's job to put their players in the best situation to succeed. And once again, Luke Getsy failed to do that in yesterday's loss against the Minnesota Vikings. And what bothers me about this is that you just dropped 40 points against the Washington Commanders, and then you had 10 days to prepare. We all knew that the Minnesota Vikings were going to blitz the Chicago Bears offense and Justin Fields. And that's exactly what Brian Flores did. And that was the game plan, to blitz Justin Fields. They blitzed the Chicago Bears offense and Justin Fields in yesterday's win 72% of the time. And Luke Getsy and Justin Fields knew it was coming, but they still look unprepared. You had 10 days to prepare for that game, and you looked like absolute shit. 10 days to prepare, and you knew what was coming. And you still got absolutely dominated by the Minnesota Vikings defense. To me, that is unacceptable. And to me, that is still a coaching problem. So when I look at it, I'm looking at Luke Getsy. We got to hold Luke Getsy accountable for his actions. Of course, I will hold Justin Fields accountable as well. Justin Fields didn't play his best football game, but once again, the coaching, Luke Getsy, did not put Justin Fields in the best situations to succeed. Where was everything that was working in the last 2 weeks against the Denver Broncos and the Washington Commanders? It was non-existent. Non-existent, Bears fans. So once again, we go back to the inconsistent play calling by offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. So at this point, for me personally, we need to hold a lot of people accountable for their actions, for the Chicago Bears looking unprepared, because in all their losses this season, we just look unprepared. So, of course, even though Matt Eberflus and the Chicago Bears defense looked really good, Matt Eberflus is still the head coach. So we're going to hold Matt Eberflus accountable for being 4-19 as Chicago Bears head coach. We're going to hold Luke Getsy accountable for absolutely up and down terrible play calling and not putting his players in the best situations to succeed. And, of course, we need to continue holding the players accountable as well for not executing the plays as well. Justin Fields can do a better job of executing some plays. Obviously, like I just mentioned earlier in the podcast, they made a switch on the offensive line by benching Cody Whitehair, so it looks like they are trying to hold the players accountable. But at the end of the day, now Justin Fields is hurt because the inconsistencies on the offensive line, the terrible play calling by offensive coordinator Luke Getsy, and obviously Justin Fields sometimes has a tendency to hold on to the ball too long. But at the same time, Luke Getsy can continue what Justin Fields likes to do, roll him out, easing completion, get him within the game. And once again, Luke Getsy failed to play to Justin Fields' strengths. I think that has a lot to do with the reason why Justin Fields is hurt now. So once again, it's a terrible situation for quarterback Justin Fields. There's a lot to look at around the Chicago Bears football team. And as much as I hate to say it, because you know I am a big Justin Fields guy, things are not looking good for Justin Fields in Chicago. And it hurts me because I know it's not all Justin Fields' fault. This is just an organizational failure. They have failed quarterback Justin Fields. So once again, I'm not sure how long Justin Fields is going to be out. But if he is out for an extended period of time, it's going to be really tough for Ryan Poles to evaluate Justin Fields and come up with the clear conclusion that Justin Fields is the true franchise quarterback. And the only reason why I'm saying that, because I understand the business of the NFL. I understand that that is not Ryan Poles' guy. So I'm just trying to sit here and be logical here on the podcast today and be candid with you guys. As much as I love Justin Fields, I understand the thinking that Ryan Poles is going through right now. And I am really nervous for Tyson Bagent as well. Because once again, the offensive line, after dominating the Washington Commanders, it looked absolutely terrible against the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm not sure if Tyson Bagent's going to be able to hold up with the terrible offensive line. with inconsistent play calling under offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. It really makes me nervous. I feel like the kid has a little bit of talent. His processing speed looks fast. Can't really evaluate him on, a couple of quarters of football. Maybe this week will be different. Maybe with a whole week of preparation for the Las Vegas Raiders, maybe he plays better, but we still need the offensive line to block. We still need Luke Getsy to put his players in the best situation to succeed. And personally, what's going to piss me off, because I kind of seen it a little bit in this loss to Minnesota yesterday, was I felt that they were protecting Tyson Bagent a little bit more than they were protecting Justin Fields. They were rolling out Bagent, right? Why weren't we rolling out Justin Fields? It's things to think about, Bears fans. So that's why I'm sitting here holding Luke Getsy accountable, because I don't really understand what the game plan was yesterday. Once again, I feel like we resorted back to things that weren't working from weeks 1 to 3. Where did the things go that were working for Justin Fields and the Bears offense that we saw against Denver, that we saw against Washington? Of course, maybe Minnesota had a great game plan. I know DJ Moore came out and said, hey, Minnesota did a great job of, taking me away. And that's totally fine. But there's other players on this football team. You still have Cole Kmet. You still have Darnell Mooney, Robert Tonyan, right? There's still playmakers on this offense. And of course, you still have Justin Fields as a weapon as well. But keeping Justin Fields, and I repeated this so many times in past podcasts, keeping Justin Fields within the pocket is not the best way for the Chicago Bears to win. That's not using Justin Fields' strength. You're going away from Justin Fields' strengths by keeping him in the pocket. So once again, I know Justin Fields was far from perfect yesterday, but I still keep going back to Luke Getsy and its inconsistencies as an offensive play caller. And at this point, Luke Getsy has to go, Bears fans. I keep trying to go through my head like, what in the hell happened? I'm trying to be reasonable here, and I understand that the players have to execute as well. But we have to sit back and look at this like, okay, it's offensive coordinator Luke Getsy as well. And we all know this. He's proven that he can adjust. He can't really call a capable offense consistently. We all know this. But now Luke Getsy has the opportunity to make or break his status as an offensive coordinator in the NFL. Because even though Tyson Bagent is a D2 undrafted rookie from Shepherd University, it's a totally different quarterback. If Bagent comes out and plays well, and maybe him and Luke Getsy have a connection, because Luke Getsy has loved this guy since the Senior Bowl. I believe that's why we even signed Bagent to the Chicago Bears roster, because of Luke Getsy. So if they come in and have a connection, maybe that saved Luke Getsy's job, and maybe that makes me believe that maybe it was Justin Fields. But if Bagent comes in and he looks just as bad as Justin Fields, and things don't look the same, because I still believe that Justin Fields is obviously a better quarterback than Tyson Bagent by far. But if Tyson Bagent comes in and looks better within Luke Getsy's offense, maybe it was Justin Fields this whole time. But the thing can be said on the other hand as well. If Tyson Bagent comes in and struggles, turning over the football, right? Things are still not clicking within this offense. Then I know for sure that it's offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. So this week, or these next couple of weeks, are huge weeks for offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. And to me, I can't wait for it. Of course, like I said, I'm rooting for Tyson Bagent. I think it would be a cool story to see him succeed in Chicago, right? It would be a really cool story. But I'm still going to stick to the narrative that offensive coordinator Luke Getsy doesn't know what he's doing whatsoever. So I think the same thing is going to happen to Tyson Bagent, that what we've been seeing from Justin Fields this whole time, because of the inabilities of Luke Getsy. So once again, I think Luke Getsy is the problem with the Chicago Bears offense, and the Chicago Bears will be looking for a new offensive coordinator as soon as next season. So Bears fans, I just want to come on and be candid with you. I hope Justin Fields is okay. But at the moment, things look like they're positive for Justin Fields, but we're just have to wait and see. But as of now, all I know is that Tyson Bagent will get his first career start here in Chicago within the NFL against the Las Vegas Raiders this Sunday at Soldier Field. And we'll just have to wait for more information on Justin Fields. So, Bears fans, do you think that Tyson Bagent can come in and save the season for the Chicago Bears? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan you know. But other than that, be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys. And as always, bear down.
You've been listening to Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.